So the next topic I want to talk about is sustainable living in Costa Rica. As soon as we got there, I noticed there was a difference in the way people lived. There was about three kinds of different trash cans everywhere instead of the regular one you just see here, and that's because they try to recycle as best as possible. So there would be one for like bottles, landfill, and aluminum or something of that sort. And people take a lot of pride in and being sustainable. So, water bottles was just not a thing. Plastic water bottles was not okay. You could actually drink from the sink, which I was just completely mind blown. Even in our restroom sink, I had to ask just to make sure because I was kind of hesitant. Like, I don't really drink sink water, but it was completely fine because, it's not polluted in any way really, and it's still drinkable. So, sustainable living in Costa Rica is a huge thing. Even tourists, are kind of, brought up in this kind of sustainable living. For example, a lot of the hotels that we stayed at two, and both of them were trying to be very sustainable. For example, I've had some pictures, as you can see here. One of the hotels we stayed at actually makes a lot of their food, or grows a lot of their food. And the ones are, if they don't have enough, they will buy locally. So instead of outsourcing, they'll just buy locally to help the economy. And a lot of they also, will do composting. So the picture on the very end on the right, you'll see, it looks kind of like lettuce in those bins. It's basically compost, and they're going to put it back into the ground, which I think is awesome. And it's a practice here that is known of, but not very well practiced. And I think coming back, that's something I want to start doing, is composting my food. On the very far left, or the first one right there, that is a tank of basically bacteria. They're just tanks of bacteria. And basically when guests use or wash, or any kind of water and soap is used, or detergent, they go ahead and try to clean the water this way. So they basically put bacteria into the water that eats up all the detergent or soap or things like that. And that way it kind of filters the water, and they're able to put it back into the river, or, any kind of pool of water they have there, which I thought was super, super cool. It's not something I've ever seen here. Our hotels don't really practice things like that. And I just thought it was so inspirational to see that. The last photo, the photo in the middle, is of me in La Paz, which is a national preserve of a rainforest, and it's me standing next to one of the four waterfalls they have there, and it's just magnificent. And you could go up, you could drink the water if you wanted to, and it's just such an experience. And it's something that, living in San Bernardino, I never saw, and I just thought it was so awesome, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But let's keep on moving.